Welcome to Vision Plus, a program featuring a positive outlook, dealing with everyday situations of marriage, children, and business. Believing Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Teacher, author, speaker, delighting audiences from New York to Sacramento with a heart and message for the people today. Bonnie would like to remind you of the 800 number on the screen. Please feel free to call at any time throughout the broadcast and share your concerns. Leave your prayer request and someone will pray with you. And now, teacher, author, and speaker, Bonnie.
With all that's happened to us in the last few weeks, we want to give you an idea of things that maybe you can do to make you or your friends' lives a little more pleasant. I know a lot of our friends just went through excruciating pain and losses of not only houses and furniture and documents and all of those things, but also just sometimes the way it can cause us to have all of those D's in life: depression, despair, and maybe diarrhea, whatever it is, the D's in life. But one of the things that we want you to know is that there is hope and there is an answer. And God said He wouldn't put more on us than we could handle. And like the one, if you saw the show last week, Susan Voiers said that Mother Teresa said, "I wish you wouldn't trust me so much. I really would prefer to have a little breather in here." Well, the beautiful person you're looking at now is Susan Voiers. She's the Chief Executive Officer of a company she put together called the Tennessee Valley Barter Exchange. And barter is smarter. And we're so happy now your mother's going out the screen door and makes all that noise. We're having fun here at the B&B.
Opportunities, no challenges.
No problems, just issues and opportunities
Right.
for new life. But tell us about your nonprofit. I don't even remember the name of it, so you have to say that name.
Well, actually, it's not set up as a nonprofit, but I'll give you a little bit. With the Tennessee Valley Barter Exchange, we've built in 4 different ways for nonprofits to earn income.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
One of those ways is with the Huntsville Grapevine. It's an online interactive local magazine, social media, and nonprofits can join, have their volunteers post content. The system actually rewards them for posting that content, and they can turn those in for money within the exchange to spend to get the things they need.
Okay. Well, we'll use the way that I know they sometimes need office equipment and different things. So they're nonprofit. Let's figure out a way.
Right, and we actually have been speaking with them about possibly joining the exchange. But let's say if they did join the exchange, some of their volunteers could go onto the Grapevine. And to tell you a little bit more about the Grapevine, it's an online site, but it's like a Facebook, a Twitter, a LinkedIn, a Craigslist, all rolled into one. It has forums, classifieds, business directory, coupons, groups. You can build your profile, so all that social media. But nonprofits can have their volunteers go on there, and for every post that you do on a blog or a forum, every person you invite, every picture and video that you upload on it, you get a point in the system. The system keeps track of all that. And then you can turn those points in for dollars within our trade exchange. The nonprofit can then take those dollars and spend it to get some of the things they need. And we actually have a nonprofit that's just starting out. They haven't raised their first dollar. But they were able to get their attorney, their accountant, their videographer, all by having their members go on and post on the Grapevine to create that content. We have another nonprofit, it's called Ambucks. I don't know if you're familiar with them. It's the hand-powered tricycles. They do it for children with disabilities, and they're looking at starting to do that for veterans also. But they needed some storage space for the parts. They actually raise money throughout the year. They fit people for these tricycles. And twice a year, 2 or 3 times per year, they have people come in and pick them up. But in between, they needed some storage space for the spare parts and things. They were able to do the same thing, get some of their volunteers to post content to the Grapevine, And
Now, contents, what would be something, example?
a blog, or invite someone to it, or post a video. The reason for that is it's membership based. The whole vision and goal with the Grapevine is to create a sense of community, to have a place that groups can go, that people can go on and make connections with people in the community.
I think we're going to have to wait till Mom and Daddy just walked in.
Oh, did it?
So they will be able to. Well, welcome back. Maybe you saw some of this on YouTube, but we're talking about the Huntsville Grapevine. Haven't you always wanted to be a part of a grapevine? And just back when, I know it's before most of you were born, but when I was a child, like 7 years old or something, they had a telephone that you could go and you take up this handle and hold it to your ear and you twist this, and you could listen in to all the neighbors talking on the telephone. The party line, and the grapevine is maybe a little bit like an extension of that. So let's find out from the Susan Voiers has put this together exactly what the grapevine is and how they can pick it up on the internet.
And I hadn't actually thought about the old party line in conjunction with it, but that's a good analogy. Our slogan is actually "I heard it on the grapevine." So it's a local online community, and it's kind of like a Facebook, a Twitter, a LinkedIn, a Craigslist, all in one space. What our goal is with the Grapevine is to make it a place for the community to go to build those local relationships, to find connections with people who have the same interest, who are maybe going through the same thing, and you're looking for a support group. Just go on there and have fun and get to know things.
Are you talking about some existing ones like Alzheimer's support groups?
Right, yeah.
And the cancer support groups and the multiple sclerosis groups, and so whatever it is.
Right, or if anybody wants to start a support group. Like my son, we were talking last week about my son had the head injury, and I don't know of any head injury support groups out there. And I've talked to a couple parents that wanted to start one. Anyone who's going through an issue that wants to reach other people in that same situation, we'd love for them to come and create a group on the Grapevine to be able to do that.
We might create a different group for persons who've lost a child, because the ones that we've attended sometimes were not for us.
Right. You have to find the right connection. But the Grapevine is more than that. It's actually, like I said, it's to build that sense of community. It's to find out what's going on in Huntsville and the surrounding areas. It has an events calendar on it. It has classified so that you can go in and sell things. The advantage that the Grapevine has over other classified sites is you can upload a video. If you're selling a vehicle, you can do a video of it. You can sell pets and animals on it. You can't do that on Craigslist. You can also, if you're an artist, you can put your artwork on there and sell it. And I don't believe you can do that on Craigslist either. So we have a lot of things open and available that aren't available on a national level, but it's all local content. And if you go on there, we're fairly new, we're just launching, and so we're getting people on there providing content so that people will want to go in there and interact and start building that sense of community. And that's how the nonprofits can benefit right now. The Grapevine, if you go on and post content, people who are volunteers for nonprofits can donate their dollars back to nonprofits, and the nonprofit can then take those dollars within our trade exchange and spend it for the things that they need.
Right. Because I belong to Epsilon Sigma Alpha, and we raise money for the children that have cancer.
Right.
And in fact, 9 states in the South have raised like $9 million. So, you know, but that would be something, because they run out of ideas. They have yard sales, and they have, you know, you just run out of ideas.
You do. And I have been on the other end. I was PTO president. I was volunteer at one of the largest churches in Athens, where I live, and we did silent auctions. You get tired of asking for money. You get tired of having to come up with ideas to raise money.
Right.
Now, we were very successful in doing that, but you just feel like you're hitting people for money all the time.
Right.
This is a way that people can actually go in and they work. I mean, you know, it's not really work. They go on there and just post a hobby. You know, whatever they want to post about is fine. It can be about gardening or recipes, anything they want to put on there. And in exchange for that, the Grapevine will give dollars within the Tennessee Valley Barter Exchange for the nonprofits to spend. We have a new nonprofit that just joined the exchange, the United Cerebral Palsy. They're just in the process of
joining. We were on the board for Tony was on the board for 6 years, and we used to work many hours in a town of 25,000 at the time. In Jonesboro, Arkansas, we raised like $40,000, so that's more than $1 for each person there.
Oh, wow.
But that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
And it takes a year, you know.
Now, just imagine if you could go onto a website and post a couple recipes and a blog that you're already writing somewhere else and putting out into cyberspace and having to direct people to it. Instead, you copy and paste that blog onto the Grapevine. You're going to get a reward point or $1 within our exchange to spend for your nonprofit. So instead of having to raise all that money, this is a way that nonprofits can get the things they need. But when I talk to United Cerebral Palsy, some of the things that they need are building repair. They're going to have to either have volunteers go out and raise cash to be able to pay for those repairs, or they can have their volunteers go onto the Grapevine, post about something they love doing, invite new members to it, post videos that they've taken, you know, with all the damage we've had in the area. Anything that you post that's of interest to our community, we want on there. So they can do those things and earn dollars for United Cerebral Palsy to go out and get that building repair that they need done.
I know I volunteered at Katrina, and the Rock sent about 17 vehicles down and much food and water and everything. And wouldn't that have been great if we'd have been able to have people who were volunteering, or other people that wanted to volunteer maybe couldn't go, could have helped
that they could participate in this way.
But now, so now they can for the tornado victims right here in Huntsville, and for what, 8 states, and so that will be marvelous, because I know I'd like for everybody to know about my shoe fly pie from Pennsylvania Dutch country that my husband from, and some wonderful things, and I would never have thought of that could actually be $1 toward.
Well, if you think about it, and I know it sounds confusing, so if anybody has any questions, they're welcome to call me and I'll explain in more detail how it works. But if you think about it, in our economy, the way money works is if I need something, I pay you cash for the thing I need. You take that same cash, you spend it with somebody else to get the things that you need.
Right.
At the end of the day, the person who has that cash is whoever's the last person it gets spent with. You've got the things you need, but you don't still have the cash in your hand. The exchange works the same way. So because of that, we're our own little microeconomy. We're able to do this and just keep track of it with our software, create a bank account for our members, so people are still getting the things that they need. They're still getting that money into their bank account in the exchange, and we're able to help a lot of nonprofits because we're able to build all that in. And the IRS, it's legal tender. We do 1099s for the businesses at the end of the year, all legally done and taken care of.
Now, how do we pay? I'm sure there's a way we have to pay taxes on the earnings that you've had.
Right. It's exactly like a cash transaction. So the 1099 at the end of the year is going to show that you made additional income because you've had trade dollars going to your account. On the flip side of that, anything you buy for your business is deductible. Right. And at the end of the year, the other great thing is at the end of the year, let's say you had a great year, you have a higher tax liability, you can donate trade dollars to a nonprofit. The nonprofit gets that money to spend within the exchange from buy anything from any member that they need. You get a tax deduction just as if you donated cash. You keep cash in your pocket. So everybody wins. So, you know, I'm very blessed that for some reason I've been able to...
God gave you these ideas.
He did. Somebody asked me how I knew how to set up the exchange, and I said I just knew, you know, so it wasn't me. Everything just
I think of that sometimes, that people, you know, I'm writing a book and somebody said, where'd you get that idea? Whether it's Build a Better You starting now, or I'm right now writing several, but one of them is, what do you see when you pray? In fact, I'm going to ask you, what do you see or visualize or think about when you pray?
I've never thought about that.
See, I know, we don't. What do we see?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't really see anything. I just imagine myself in a place talking to my best friend, you know. I mean, with a lot of reverence, but just that relationship where I'm able to just go and talk and pour my heart out, you know.
Like
so
sitting in your daddy's lap. And it's so amazing how different people see different things.
It
I mean,
is.
some will say, I see God on the throne and Jesus at his right hand, and him. And I always say Jesus got a big job when he's saying interceding for us. He says he's interceding for us. He says, now, God, she really didn't mean it like that. She meant it. She wasn't thinking. She has a pure heart. And so, but other people say, well, I actually see the person I'm praying for receiving healing or receiving what they need, food, lodging.
You know, and that's great. That's putting faith to work
It
because
is.
you're seeing that happen. You're seeing that vision, so you're having the faith
So
that God's going to
I
fulfill
want each
that.
one of you to send me what you see when you pray. And Tony, I cannot understand you, hon. Are you telling? Hey, I think it's really exciting what Susan Voiers has been able to accomplish, and she gives all the credit to the Lord because it's so multitasking and multi-companies. And we're very happy that you get an opportunity to meet her. And you learned last week about the Tennessee Valley Barter Exchange. Barter is smarter. And Susan Boyles is also the Voiers is also the I knew some Boyles, so I'm giving her a new name. Voiers is the chief executive officer and the founder. And so if you don't remember about that, call the number on the going across the screen, and you can call and find out more about that. But she has a non-profit group. She's going to be telling us more about that. We had mentioned about the old telephone where we'd hang in there and listen to, wind that up and listen to everybody on the line. Oh, did you know Aunt Mary did this? Yeah, but did you know? Anyway, it was really fun. I loved it. Until my mother would catch me doing that because she didn't think that was very nice. But you have it down to the modern 21st century.
Brought into this century.
Uh-huh.
But it's actually, we're not a nonprofit. The Tennessee, well, the Huntsville Grapevine is the site that we're talking about. It's huntsvillegrapevine.com. It's not nonprofit, but we work it with Exchange, so we have 4 different ways for nonprofits to make money within our exchange to spend with other members to get the things they need.
Okay, so explain what the Grapevine is.
The Grapevine is actually an online interactive local magazine. It's a social media. It's the same thing as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Craigslist, all rolled into one and all local. And it's fairly new, so we're just starting to get content on it. But because of that, we want people to see things that they want to respond to and to be able to interact with people. We're able to reward people who are nonprofits for volunteers to be able to go in and post content on it.
Awesome, wonderful. So they can, a new way to earn some dollars that can be used for things that they need.
Right.
And so let's do a scenario how that might work.
Well, we were talking earlier about United Cerebral Palsy as one of our newest members with the Exchange. And some of the things that they need are maybe some repairs on their building. Just for an example, they become a member of the Exchange. They have some of their volunteers go on to the Grapevine and post content, invite new members, post videos, pictures, things like that, write on the blogs. For doing that, they earn income within the Exchange. They're able to take that income and spend it for anything that they need, like a plumber or an electrician, and different things that they would normally have to spend cash out for. But
now, what do they have to give? What's something that they can, make available for other people?
Well, within the Exchange, there's actually 4 different ways for nonprofits to earn income. One is by having their members or their volunteers post on the Grapevine to earn income that way. Another one is if they have something of value that they can offer to sell to our Exchange members.
That was what I was talking about, the United Cerebral Palsy. They have space.
They have meeting space available. They have a meeting room, and it's something that a lot of our Exchange members can use. So if an Exchange member has money in their Exchange account, they can rent the meeting room for a networking event or a party or whatever they need to do. The money is transferred from their account into UCP's account, and then UCP can use that money to go and spend for the things that they need instead of having to go out and raise cash.
That's the same thing that when we have money in the bank, we work at some company and we earn some money and put it in the bank, and we take that money and go
Right.
rent that meeting space
Mhm.
or get for me, someone to help me with the website
Mhm.
and also teach me social media. It little sounds like you know about it, Pat.
It's exactly the same thing. The only difference is our money is only spendable with our other members.
Mhm.
But we have over 100 members right now. We only launched a few months ago, so we're growing quickly.
Mhm.
And we work with each of our members to bring in what they need. So chances are, if we don't already have it in the exchange, we can have it in there pretty quickly for you to be able to do business with them.
Right. And so even if it's like I do keynote speaking and public speaking and ghostwrite books and things of that sort, so if someone wanted that, they would put money into the exchange, whether it's 500 or 1,000 or whatever, and then that money could be used. I could use that money to get a website.
Right,
for
but they don't actually put money into the
I
exchange,
know.
no cash.
I'm using the wrong word.
Right. Well, they offer a product or a service for sale into the exchange, and one of our members buys that from them, and then they have money in their account.
Yeah, and it's
So it's
not
just like- it's a
buying
microeconomy.
with dollars. It's buying with points or.
It's buying with your products or your services, and that's what we do right now. You offer your time, your products, your services for cash. You take that cash, you go buy the things that you need. The exchange works exactly the same way. It's just instead of passing cash, balances are transferred within our exchange account. But with the Grapevine, we offer so many different ways with the nonprofits between the Grapevine and the exchange. So we have a few nonprofits who are members now. We want to bring in as many as possible. So if your
Now, they
favorite
don't
charity
even
isn't,
have any kind of registration fee or any kind of.
there's
fee
no
up
fees.
front.
It costs them nothing at all. So if your favorite nonprofit isn't one of our members, then we can get in touch with whoever is in charge of that and bring
You
them
just
into the
let-
exchange.
We let you know,
Right.
and you or one of your associates would do that.
You're right. We'll speak to them
And
and set an
get
account
to-
for them.
Someone would come on the phone or go see them, or how would you find out what they
We would
need?
call and explain a little bit about how it works and set up an appointment to go in and answer questions. And
And so, yeah, but you said we have 100 members, but you actually have worldwide associates that, so
do.
if somebody does like websites, wouldn't matter if it's over in England or.
Right. We actually have thousands of members globally. Our local exchange is locally owned. We have over 100 members in it, but we do reciprocal accounts with other exchanges. So if you're traveling somewhere and you need a hotel room, then we could possibly find the hotel room for you, and you can pay for it that way instead of having to pay cash for it.
Well, I wish I'd known about you earlier, but I'm glad I know about it now. That's a way of you. At least we've learned about it now. So, what do you think are some of the successes that you've had already in such a short time?
Well, with the Grapevine, I think we talked about this a little bit earlier, but we've had a nonprofit that's just launching, hasn't raised their first cash dollar, but they have been able to pay for their attorney, their accountant, their videographer, all by their volunteers adding content to the Grapevine and
then
using
I
those
know
dollars to buy the things that they need within the exchange.
even the bed and breakfast that we're enjoying the weekend here.
It's one of our members. Right.
And so they would give you nights of spending time here in exchange for something they need
Right.
and it wouldn't have to be from you personally.
No,
It
we
would
do
be-
third party, so it's
yeah.
anything that they want from any member.
So it's kind of like brokering for services
Right.
that are needed anywhere.
Right.
And well, you're having gone through so much with your son's accident, and he's available to actually do some volunteer work himself, isn't he?
He is, and the Grapevine is actually his site, so he's one of our members in the exchange, but we're able to work them so closely together to benefit so many. But he is looking for different volunteer opportunities himself. The other thing I want to point out with the Grapevine is we have a business directory and banner ads. For the banner ads, any business that purchases a banner ad, a portion of that goes to a nonprofit of your choice. So there's so many different ways. I mean, we would love to sit and talk to anyone who is in charge of a nonprofit and just explain to them the details of how they can get some of the things they do without having to do so much
a
fundraising.
business or a nonprofit, you can work together with them.
Right.
They just need to get in touch with you to see how that's done.
Right.
That's really exciting that that happened here. I'm so glad you did that, Mrs. Boyer. She was. We were in an organization together. As I said, she was a big wig. I was a little wig. She had 100 little wigs like me, and she was a big wig way up here. Great speaker too.
Thank you. I enjoyed that very much.
We need to get you in our National Speakers Association, and that'd be a good thing. It would.
Actually, when I was with Southern Living, I worked with 550 trained, around 550 people, and I love doing that. I love teaching and training and speaking.
So you trained them?
I did.
Okay, good. So we'll, she'll be in our speakers network. And I'm so happy that you joined us. Is there anything in particular you'd like to point out that just maybe recapping exactly, well, even starting with the Tennessee Valley Barter Exchange? Tony says we have 3 more minutes. So.
Okay. With the barter exchange, we want people to know that it's just a microeconomy. It's a way for businesses, for us to bring new business to you, to use up some of your downtime, your unused space, your excess inventory, things that are going to waste right now you're not getting any value for, and turning that into something that you need, that you're going to have to pay cash on, and keeping that cash in your pocket. With the Huntsville Grapevine, and again the website for that is huntsvillegrapevine.com, GRAPEVINE. Our slogan is I heard it on the grapevine. But that is a community site. It is a place for people to go, and if you go on there now, it's brand new. We're just building content on it. But it has events, forums, blogs, classifieds, recipes, jobs, local articles, things that are going on in the valley. We want it to be a place where you go in and post so that other people can find it. We have several hundred hits every week, so it's growing quickly. But when you post something on there, instead of you posting a blog somewhere where you're having to direct traffic, you don't know if people are reading it, you post it on there, people are coming on for other reasons, they're going to see your blog. So you can actually become the expert in your field because so many people will see what you're posting and get familiar with it. But it's a true community. We want hobbies, we want events, we want anything that's of interest to anyone on there. And we have built-in ways using it for nonprofits to be able to benefit. So any nonprofits, please contact us. If you're a business, you'd like to be listed on there, contact us and let us know. We really want to bring this community back. That's our passion.
And this is faith-based, so everything is with great integrity and ethical movement. So I'm happy that she's part of our group, and we're happy that Tony helped us to run camera on Sunday when we were not in Huntsville at the moment because we're here in the volunteer state of Tennessee at the bed and breakfast. That's so beautiful here that you're part of that, and they're part of the exchange, aren't they?
They are. They are.
So
this is the perfect place. If you need a corporate retreat, bring your executive board up and do some brainstorming. This is a great relaxing atmosphere. Great place to come and do it out.
Absolutely. And we're happy that you joined us. I'm Bonnie Libhart along with Susan Voiers, V like victory, Oiers, Voiers, and Tony, and bless your heart for watching.